Hey YouTube, it's SoulPrime13 coming at you with another Transformers video review. Today we are going to be taking a look at the, I believe it's Galaxy Toys Armored Wizard, which is their take on like a, I guess a Micromaster warpath. But yeah, it's a teeny tiny little warpath. Here, taking a look at the box, there we got some nice artwork of Warpath. There we have some artwork of him in tank mode. Don't know why that gun's there. He definitely doesn't come with that. Not really too much to the sides. You do have your QR code here for the instructions. And I'm going to be perfectly blunt. They just take you to a video of MagMotion's channel of him transforming this. And don't get me wrong, I do like the guy's channel. I think the way he showcases new toys is kind of cool, but as far as instructions, they are horrendous. Like, he doesn't speak or anything in his videos, so he doesn't go step by step, and he takes all of like 30 seconds to transform this. I could not figure out how to do the arms for like 10 minutes, and the video did not help. So I'm going to try and be very clear with my instructions. So, no shade to MagMotion, I like his videos, I just don't think that was the right choice for an instruction manual. But yeah, that's it for the box. Now, he does not come with instructions as mentioned, but here we have the little figure. Would you guys stop it? I'm trying to do a video here. So here we have the little figure, and he does have a fair bit of die cast, so he does got quite a bit of heft for a little guy. He does have a little bit of like silver paint there for his eyes and on his shoulders. Does have some various gunmetal gray around him. He does have those nice sculpted tank tracks. Yeah, nice little guy. I do worry a little bit about the arms just because there's a lot of tiny, teeny pieces here in the armatures and how they transform. But, you know, as long as you're careful, it should be okay for a good while. They're at least not super cheap materials. It's just, you know, that it's small and they're tiny pieces. So yeah. As far as posability, his head is on a little ball joint. You can actually see it in the back here. To get all the way back, but it's partially for transformation. But you can look up and be like, oh, hey, look, there's a plane out there. Do get 360. Don't really get too much wiggle waggle, especially considering the tiny size. But you do at least get some movement. Shoulders are ball joints, so you do get some movement there. Again, you do want to kind of be careful because of like how small the parts are, and it is sort of locked in with like the molding of the shoulder. So while you can like move it around, you're not going to get like super free motion. You do get all the way out here. As far as the elbows, you do actually get a full elbow bend. So there is that. You do get some up and down at the wrist, but that's more for transformation. We do get a waist swivel despite how much transformation is in the actual like waist area, so that's really cool. Take notes, Hasbro. We do actually get very nice movement on those ball jointed hips, so plenty of wiggly waggly there. Do get some up and down at the foot. No ankle tilt though, but you know, considering the size, I'm not, you know, too disappointed by that. And we do get about 90 degrees at the knee. So, pretty solid articulation for a guy this size. And, yeah. We'll do a couple of quick comparisons here. So, first of all, here he is next to a Dr. Wu Micromaster figure, Nemesis Prime. So, excuse me, something caught in my throat. He's around Dr. Wu size. Here he is next to a Minicon Sparkplug, who doesn't really stand up straight, but he's a little bit taller than a Minicon. I don't know what that was, but it really hurt my throat. Here he is next to a Core Class figure. You can see how he stacks up there. And we'll compare him to the only other Warpath figures I have, with the Kingdom mold and my personal favorite, the Generations mold. So yeah, does look pretty neat. But yeah, that's about it there for the robot mode. No accessories of any kind. Like I mentioned, looking at the box, I don't know why they have a picture of a gun there. He doesn't come with anything. But yeah, overall, that's not really a bad thing, you know. A small little figure doesn't necessarily need to have a bazillion accessories. Plus, I don't think Warpath ever had any special accessories. Because I know the original figure was just a mini bot, so. But yeah. The only thing that I don't like, and we're going to get to this because it's in the transformation, is the cannon barrel doesn't extend. I forgot to mention it does have a little tiny bit of up and down. But yeah, I do like, because for other Warpath figures, you know, his cannon extends. So, unfortunately, his does not do that. This is as long as it gets, which is a little bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. But anyway, for the transformation, the first thing we're going to do is you want to grab these arms at the shoulders, and you're just going to bring them down and unplug them. There's a little tab there that plugs in. Grab it and just sort of wiggle it, get it out there. And then, I will admit, some of his transformation bits are really stiff, but we do want to open up this back panel, and then you want to fold his head back like so, and rotate this whole piece that it's on around and bring out the top of the tank. Now this is one of those parts that a little finicky, because getting it all the way into position, it doesn't really like to go all the way without a bit of force, but you can get it. You just kind of have to press down on it to make sure that it brings this side all the way up, and then you can just close that. Now this side, you just slide this down and that's fine, but this side is one of those really tight joints, because I don't know if you can actually hear that sliding against the plastic kind of grinding, but getting it together is a little bit of a chore. But there is the top, and you could just sort of bring that up like so. Now let's get to those arms, and it is a little bit wacky. So first things first is we want to fold in his hands. And then the way this works is, if I am remembering correctly, we want to turn this one turn so that the little tabs and stuff are facing towards the pin. And I might accidentally misremember this, because believe it or not, this part is actually kind of confusing. But we do want to sort of bring these together. You get out of the way. We do want to bend these elbows just to get them out of the way. I think I'm doing this right. I'm not 100% sure. No, I don't think I am. I think bring this down. I do know that you want this little tab here to go over this, or this little slot and this little tab to go together. Just trying to remember how to properly line them up, because there is a certain way that the armature pieces need to line up to. I think something like this. Bring it together. Doing this backwards. It's entirely possible. Yeah, but you do want to make sure that you grip everything, because I actually have had this friction joint pop off and it's ever so slightly looser now. So yeah, make sure you grip everything as you're moving it. Okay. Yeah, this part always really confuses me, so I'm trying to be very careful as I do it. Is that? I think this is it. No, because now the armatures aren't coming together in the middle properly. Come on, how am I supposed to do this? Yeah, this is why we need proper instruction manuals. And it's not like I forgot this. Like, this is giving me trouble every time I've done it. Just trying to remember exactly how these little arms are supposed to wrap up is not clear at all. Because like I know how the back of the tank is supposed to look. I know that I need to fold this arm piece out like this. You want the tank tread looking like that, because this little tab right here is what covers the joint to the feet. So I'm trying to remember. Okay. So we do want to have this turn this way, and this little tab is going to go into basically where his wrist is. Try and get that to close. There we go. And we do want to do the same on the other side. We are going to fold this out, make that straight. And we do want to bring this around, close that. And then we should be able to bring this together like so. There we go. Yeah, okay. So now that I've attached things and gotten my bearings, so we want the little armatures that hold the arms on. They are essentially, we want this L-shaped piece to be facing, I don't know how you can see that. There's this L-shaped piece, we want the L to be pointing down as we bring these together, and on the top we want these painted shoulder pieces facing inward, because that's where the tab and slot are. So we want to bring those together in the middle. So here is our little set of armatures together, and the tank treads face down, and they're on the side like so, and his hands are right here on the edges. I'm hoping that makes sense, because that's essentially how the back half of the tank forms. Now we do want to come here to the legs, and we want to open this up like so, and then there's a double hinge right here. We bring that out like so. We're not going to completely collapse it again yet, but we're going to fold that out, bring that out like so. Then we are going to rotate these. They're on little ball joints. Rotate these. Going to bring his legs together, and there's a tab slot here in the middle. And man, I really need to invest in a new camera. Bring this together. Come on. Yeah, man. Tab together, darn you. Come on. There we go. And then we are going to bring them back on that double hinge like so. And just untabbed again. And bring that back so that the front of the tank is all flush. And we just want to bring all of this together. And there is a little notch here at where his knee is, and a little piece right in there. So it's super hard to see, it's so small, but there's a little notch there on the die cast, or a little post, and that's going to go into that little notch, and that'll come together, and that'll all form the front of the tank. And here's what I meant by the arms tab in the tank tread piece here. This little tiny extended bit is going to hook on to what is essentially the back of the foot, and just sort of, there we go. And it doesn't like tab, and this is coming apart, but it just sort of slots into place there. There is a little tab right here on the top of the tank tread that will slide into the arm though, and that is what will actually secure it. And put that back into place again, and then you just bring this whole assembly back down. You just sort of pop it in like so, and there we have him in his little tank mode. And yeah, it's pretty finicky trying to remember how these goes. Like that is partially on me. Like I have had trouble remembering every time I've transformed this guy. because like as soon as I like get those arms flopping around, I'm like, I don't remember where things go. All these tiny pieces, I don't want to break them. I'm being super careful and overly cautious. Well, maybe not overly cautious, but definitely very cautious. Because again, there are a lot of small plastic bits right there, so I don't want to break it. It's only a $20 figure, but that doesn't mean I want to, have to replace it after only like a couple transformations. But yeah, the tank does come together pretty solidly, all things considered. Unfortunately, there is already some paint chipping on mine right around here and here. So just be aware that that paint does chip. I think this is partially because like these parts fold in and are the inside of the feet, so they kind of tap against each other. Because I don't think it's actually from the transformation. I think it's from the parts rubbing together. But yeah, and as far as tank articulation, you just get that little teeny tiny bit of up and down on the cannon barrel. But it is a cute little tank, and I'm happy to have another warpath. I think he's a pretty cool mini-bot. I wouldn't say he's my favorite or anything, but I definitely think that he's one of the more interesting ones, especially being an Autobot that's a tank. But yeah, we'll do a couple more comparisons here. Here he is next to a Dr. Wu cassette that I still need to review. Do I have any other good like vehicle modes? Oh, I guess this is a little bit of a preview. So here he is with another small red vehicle, being the Dr. Wu clip jumper that just came out. Gonna be getting to him as soon as I can. Yeah, fell off where I set him down. And here he is next to Sparkplug again. Just so you can get an idea of how he scales there. But yeah, overall, I gotta be honest, I don't absolutely hate this figure, but I'm not very in love with it either. Just like feeling like I'm tiptoeing around how tiny all the little plastic bits in his arms are. I'm always worried about how he's gonna break, and then just the instruction manual being not good at all. Just it really knocks this guy down a lot for me. If you're looking for a little warpath to like display on your shelf in like one mode or the other, I think this is a great choice. He definitely fits in with like the Dr. Wu size figures. But like as an actual like transforming toy, he just gives me anxiety, honestly. I don't think I can really recommend him. I think as far as a score, I'd have to give him a 4 out of 5 because yeah, there's like so many little brittle pieces. And like he does have a lot of die cast that makes him really hefty, but it's like his entire bottom half is die cast and then the top is just plastic, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but like and I like the heft it gives him, but it just leaves a lot of that plastic that is in the brittle places. Like it's just I don't know. He feels like a time bomb. I'm being perfectly honest. He feels like he's gonna break if I keep messing with him. So I'm probably just gonna put him back in robot mode after this and just leave him like that. So yeah, as far as an actual like toy to mess with, I have to give him a low score. I think I have to give him 4 out of 5. And then yeah, even displaying him is already kind of taking a hit because of the paint chipping. Because yeah, I've only had him like I want to say a week and a half. And while $20 isn't a ton, it's still a good chunk for a figure this size, because like this guy was like $15 when I bought him, given he'd probably go for like $25-$30 at minimum now. But $20 is a decent chunk, and I just, as far as like raw materials, yeah, he feels worth it with all that die cast. But as far as overall execution, I can't say that it feels worth quite that much, just because of the flaws. So yeah, if you're looking for something for a display, I think, yeah, go ahead and pick him up. He's definitely got some nice display value as something of like MicroMaster scale. But just overall, there's too many issues, I think, for me to really honestly recommend him to like the average collector or average fan. So yeah, just like, if you're a hardcore Warpath fan or want something small to display, that's the only situation I see this being really worthwhile for you. But I think I've rambled on enough, so I'll go ahead and wrap it up here. And that is my review of the Galaxy Toys, what was it, Iron Wizard? Threw the box too far. The MicroMaster Warpath, basically. So yeah, transform and soul out.